Okay, we're back. Let's talk about symptoms. These are your classic symptoms that are used to easily identify narcolepsy. Most of these are going to match up with typical narcolepsy type 1, and some of them are going to correspond with narcolepsy type 2 and idiopathic hypersomnia, but it changes from type to type. We have excessive daytime sleepiness, that need to take naps, usually caused by your brain producing excess melatonin during the day when it's only supposed to be making it at night. It'd be like taking a bunch of melatonin gummies in the middle of your workday. That's pretty standard across the board. Sleep paralysis and hallucinations can be visual or auditory for the hallucinations. This can lead to a lot of people having poor sleep regimen because they don't want to go to sleep because of the sleep paralysis and those scary visions. But with the hallucinations, people can see or hear things that aren't there while they're trying to settle into their sleep routine or into REM. And the longer you have narcolepsy, you can also start to see these things while you're fully awake. We've got cataplexy, like we talked about. This is the loss of motor function, the sudden loss of motor function, caused usually by a spike in something like emotion or in the middle of an important task. This is the one we see most often portrayed in media, where people will lose something like muscle tension or their ability to do something like be upright, and they will fall asleep, usually without any warning, due to cataplexy. Difficulty staying asleep during the night is pretty funny because, we're sleepy all the time, but because of that, it does cause insomnia a lot of the time. But if you have narcolepsy type 1, ideally, you need to take naps during the day and you will feel restored afterwards. Your body is ready to go once you do those. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. We'll get into that later. But then we also have sleep drunkenness. This is also known as sleep inertia. When you're waking up in the mornings, obviously, like when you're first waking up, the average person feels kind of groggy for a few minutes. You may need to sit up and rub your eyes, look at your phone, things like that, and then you're ready to go in 10 to 20 minutes. With narcolepsy, typically sleep drunkenness can last up to multiple hours, and sometimes in severe cases, with excessive dreaming or other symptoms like that, you can even wake up, fall back asleep, and dream that you're waking up and be totally caught in REM without even knowing, which is why it can take so long for us to wake up.